Hello, everyone. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm looking forward to bringing you today's Tabata circuit. We're going to do some true Tabata times today. So that means there's 8 rounds, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. For the first couple of exercises, we're going to alternate between an A and a B move. And then for the rest of the class, we're just going to stick with one move for all 8 rounds. I recommend that you have some weights for today. Whatever weights you have around, something is better than nothing, but being smart for your body is the best. So perhaps if some of these moves feel a little too challenging with the weights that you do have, either use no weights or don't. There's nothing wrong with switching to a slightly lighter weight. I know that I'm still feeling some discomfort in my joints, surprisingly, after getting this booster shot. So I'm going to be careful today, and I'm going to use some slightly lighter weights. I've got some 3 and 5 pounds nearby, and I also happen to have a 6-pound medicine ball because we have some woodchoppers coming up. So perhaps you can hold something a little heavier in your hands or heavier heads of the dumbbells for the wood choppers that we're going to do in the middle of today's workout. I'll give you a minute or so to grab whatever you need. I hope that includes some water. While we won't have any specific water breaks, I encourage you to take water as you need it, particularly during the 10-second breaks that we have, as opposed to making an excuse during the 20 seconds of work. Sorry, I said it. But just do your best. If you need to slow down, you slow down. Do your best to just keep moving though through the movement sections and maybe even keep a little bit of movement going when we get to the breaks. All right, so I'm gonna grab some water. Let's make sure everything is looking good on the interwebs, and we'll start in just about a minute. Maybe just about 2 minutes because I'm trying to roast some cauliflower during class so that I can have a delicious and healthy snack when we're done. Does anyone else do that? I love to cook with my toaster oven. I use it more than the regular oven because it has a timer, and that way I can set it for however long I need and still be in the space just in case there's any issues. But that way, during class, I can roast my vegetables and work out at the same time. I find it especially helpful after work when I'm doing a personal workout. That way you're kind of getting more than one thing done at once, so you can create that you time for yourself. Maybe you've taken some of Kenley's advice as of late and really worked on some meal prep of things. So I'm also, since it's a Sunday, I'm recording this early, gonna make some quinoa and whatnot after this, a bigger batch of quinoa so that I can use it throughout the week and not have to spend as much time in the kitchen. All right, but for now, make your way to your mat. Hopefully you have your glass of water nearby. Maybe you've got some music going to help you stay motivated. I've got 2 different sets of weights out here today. I got my 3 pounds, my 5 pounds, and my 6-pound medicine ball. And just in case, I got my 1-pound weights as well, or you can always do these moves with no weights. So let's go ahead and get started with just a nice little lateral side to side step tap. And giving yourself some shoulder rolls right here. You know how I love to get into these shoulder rolls, get a little lateral side to side motion. Go ahead, change direction of those shoulder rolls. If it feels better, you can always do one at a time. You're doing what feels right for your body today. You have that core gently engaged. Let's go ahead and shorten that stride. I want you to just bring it to a march. And we're going to take our movement still a little bit right to left. So march right, use those arms to help, and left, ankle back. Don't you get upset with me. I'm doing this class early for you because somebody needs to go to the vet and have some teeth pulled during our actual class time. Awesome. Keep it up. Let's get one more in each direction. We're going to keep this side to side motion. We got two more, and add in a hamstring curl at the end. Bring that heel up to your glute, getting a nice little row action with that upper body. Let's do four more. 4, 3. Do you still have that core drawn in? 2. I hope so. 1. Great. Go ahead. Plant those feet nice and wide. We're going to take some rotational turns to the side. So as you press your hand palm, I have my fist actually pressing up towards the ceiling, taking a little rotation through the hips and twisting that same side of the hand that's punching that foot, and just alternate, taking that little step out rotation both through the upper body and the lower body. 4 more. 3, 2. Change that punch just to shoulder height. So still rotating through the sides. I want you to really make sure that you have that core nice and tight. A big old twist. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Plant those feet. We're going to reach towards the opposite toes. And you can turn this into a little bit of a side to side lunge if this feels awesome, or you can get a little bit more into those hamstrings if you decide to keep those legs straight. 1 more each side. Awesome. I want you to go ahead, bend those knees down, press up a nice sumo squat. Let's do 7 more. 7, 6, 5. Keep that weight in your heels. Keep that chest lifted. 3, 2. Stay down here. 1, stretch those hands forward for a little counterbalance. Let's pulse it here for 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, transfer those hands to your thighs. Get a nice little shoulder stretch in here. First to one direction, and then to the other direction. Bring that chest down to the center. Give yourself a little cat-cow here. Give me 1 more. And then inhale. Slowly roll it all the way up. All right. Bring those feet closer together, either hanging out with the march or maybe give me a little boxer shuffle. Let me show you what's coming up for move number 1. Let me also bribe the dog a little bit, who seems to not be enjoying the fact that we're having class on a random day. Also feel bad for him. He's having some hard times. Okay, here's some treats for my little man. Now, do us all a favor and leave us alone. Are you still moving? I certainly hope so. All right, so move number 1 is going to be for the biceps. We have 2 different moves going. Let me show you what it looks like, and then you can grab a weight. All right, so you're still moving while I'm talking, just so you know. All right, move number 1 is going to be bicep curls. We're going to start off full range of motion to bicep curls. I want you to really think about the pace that you're moving and do your best to bring those hands palms all the way up to your shoulders, and then bring the back of your hands all the way down towards your legs. So you're getting that full range of motion in round 1, and your elbows are staying close by your sides in your rib cage. There's a slight bend in your knee. That's going to be our A move, is the regular old bicep curl. Our B move is going to be from 45 degrees, which we're going to practice in a lot today. So arms at 90, a 45-degree angle. Okay, we're going to rotate out towards the side and then bring it back in, getting a little bit of a rotator cuff. So grab a quick sip of water if you want. We're 5 minutes in. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more warm. Get ready for those full range of motion bicep curls in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So make sure that you're using your biceps here, You're touching all the way to the top and then bring it all the way down. The core is in nice and tight. Either feet are side by side. Maybe it feels a little bit more natural to stagger your stance. You got a soft bend in those knees. Awesome. Take a quick little break. Relax that upper body, shake it out a little bit. Come to that 45-degree angle again. Chest is lifted and you just rotate out towards the side and back in. So we're going to keep this rotator cuff move the same each time we alternate into it. But next time for our bicep curls, we're going to start right here at the 45-degree angle and only go up towards our shoulders and then stop at 45 degrees. All right, ready? Shake it out. 3, 2, set yourself up, chest lifted. Here we go. So curl up, down to 45. Shoulders to 45. So your elbows are still close by your side, and maybe you can't get the weights all the way up to your shoulders, but you're doing the best, and you're using those biceps to find the squeeze. So you're intentionally squeezing those biceps for a lift. Awesome. Take that break. And get ready for those rotator cuffs again. Chest lifted. Here we go. Out to the side, right back in. Palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Elbows close to your side. Shoulder blades are squeezed towards each other. That chest is actively up. You're using your breath. You're making sure you're not holding it. Great. Relax those arms down. So next we're going to go from 45 degrees down towards those thighs. How are those arms feeling? Hopefully starting to feel a little burn. Here we go. So even while we're in that rotator cuff move, we're still working that biceps in our isometric hold. Make sure you're squeezing through the biceps and you're using the biceps to control both your lift and lower. Don't just let gravity let you drop the weights down. Find that controlled movement. Shake it out. Let's come on back to those rotator cuffs. 5 seconds. Ooh. 3, 2, begin. I hope that you're joining me as I start this countdown into the next move to get yourself set up. We've only got 20 seconds of action before you take a break. Whew. Is your belly still drawn back towards your spine? Great. All right, so last 2 times, we're gonna come back to that full range of motion for the bicep curl. 3, 2, 1, begin. Just making sure I'm ready as I count down from 3 to get right into the action. Still that soft bend in the knee, still the core in nice and tight. Your chest is up, shoulders are rolled down and back. Ah, great. We got one more time through with those rotator cuffs. And begin. Sorry, I forgot to count down. I was thinking about how proud I was of myself for taking it a little bit easier today, using a slightly lighter weight. I was pondering, could I have done 8 pounds? And I probably could have, at least for the bicep curls. Maybe not so much right now. These rotator cuffs. Ah, we made it, everyone. All right, so next up, we're going to go for a row and a Romanian deadlift. So move number 1 is going to be the row. So standing with your feet about hips width distance apart. Hips width distance are the actual hips, not the outside of your body. We're going to take a slight bend in your knee, and you're going to start to hinge forward. But hinge forward with that nice flat back, with those shoulder blades still in towards each other. The more that you hinge forward, the more challenging it's going to be to drive those elbows all the way up. So you have 2 different options for your row. I mean, you have more than 2, but really the main 2 are to be a nice low row where you're keeping your hands palms and the head of the dumbbell close by your thighs and drawing those elbows back, or you can go for a high row, which works those shoulders a little bit more. We've got 4 times of rows, so think about mixing it up and just being smart for your body. Between those rows, we're going to go for some Romanian deadlifts. So painting the weight down your legs and then lifting up, finding that squeeze at the top. We'll play around a little bit with where we have our feet for those Romanian deadlifts. But let's start out with that row. Plant your feet hips width distance apart and start in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Awesome. So your belly is pulled in and you're using that exhale to squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit tighter in towards each other and drive those elbows right up towards the sky. I am feeling this in the arm. Take a break. That got the shot. All right. So just be smart. Be careful for your body. Keep your feet right where they were. And let's get ready to row it out. Here we go. So hinging forward, feel the stretch in the back of the hamstrings, and then lift yourself back up. Find that squeeze. Still working with that belly button back towards spine. That nice flat back. So that back is still engaged here. 2 more seconds. Awesome. Coming back to that row, keep your feet where they are. We'll change them for the Romanian deadlift. Find that forward hinge and begin. So now I'm just going to alternate between that low row and that slightly higher row. Still working to keep that flat back, keeping those wrinkles out of the neck. Oh, great. All right, this time I want you to turn your toes out. Keep your feet in just a little bit. And let's Romanian deadlift. So you'll probably notice that you can't go down quite as low in this version. Do you feel it hitting a little bit differently towards the back of the legs? Hopefully you still have, pardon me, that upper body nice and flat. Gonna grab a quick sip of water on this break because I clearly need it. Turn your feet back forward. Let's get ready to row it out. This time I'm gonna stick with just these upright rows, taking it nice and slow. Maybe you're moving a little bit faster than me. It's all gonna depend on how your body is feeling today, how far forward you're hinged, what kind of weights you're using. Awesome. All right, so this time creating some pizza feet. Turn your toes in, turn your heels out. Find that balance and begin for your Romanian deadlift again. Maybe your motion is a little bit smaller. Maybe you can't quite get as low with your pizza toe. I do think I'm funny. All right, y'all. We made it. Awesome. We got one more time of each move, so get ready to row it out one more time. If you've been doing the same motion the whole time, try something different. At least one pull. Here we go. Oh. Keep that belly nice and tight, belly button really pulled back towards that spine. It's going to help keep your lower back feeling good too. Anytime you forward hinge. Awesome. For our last Romanian deadlift, you're going to open your feet nice and wide. Heels either invisible behind toes or toes gently turned out. Here we go. Ugh, oh my gosh. Feeling real tight here today. How about you? So you're gently sending those hips back behind you, just like before. Woo! All right, one more time. Oh no, we're done. Oh my gosh. We're done with that move. Awesome. Take a moment, put your weights down, shake your hands out, keep some motion going. Maybe you're getting a jog, maybe an imaginary jump rope, maybe just a step side to side. I don't know. Just don't completely stop moving. Let me tell you about these Woodchoppers we're doing next. All right, depending on how your body's feeling. If you can get those arms all the way up overhead, get them up overhead. Otherwise, just somewhere towards your chest and face, be mindful. So we're reaching up, maybe even a little to the side. And then easiest version is going to be coming down towards into a squat Do your best to keep your heels in line with your knees, in line with your hips, up and to the side. Just turning sideways to show you. Hips are still going behind you. Oh my God, I sound so Baltimore today. Going. Baltimore's amazing. It's where I'm from. It's okay. Or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, arms come up overhead, and then hands are going to go the opposite of the leg that lunges back. So taking a little lunge back, controlled twist up and overhead. All right, so I will start out doing the squat version, just working to warm up that muscle group, make sure we're feeling good, and you can start wherever you want. We can progress together or stick with what feels good in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So arms come up overhead, weighting your heels, squat down, twist, and bring your weight or just your hands towards your hip. Maybe you take a moment, pause here. If you're pausing at the bottom, I want you to think about making sure that everything is in a nice straight line. Take a break. So you're making sure that you're not bringing your knees in towards each other, that your knees aren't going out as you're chopping this wood. Ready? Let's do the same thing. So just chop on down, lift up, chop. Getting this good twist. I'm really rotating through the shoulders, keeping those hips square to the front of the room though. Awesome. We got 2 down. So maybe you're ready to step it up a little bit. You're feeling a little bit warm. We'll take that gentle step back this time. Ready? Arms up. Here we go. So opposite direction that the weight is coming. And you can either just take a nice gentle little step back, or you can really work to find that big lunge here. We got some single leg squats coming up next. So I promise we're going to get some good quad work coming. Take a break if you didn't hear that beep. 3, 2, 1. Arms up. Here we go. This is a great opportunity to just start to challenge that balance a little bit. Get a little bit more range of motion going. Just kind of a little bit longer of a lever movement. It's going to bring that heart rate up just a little bit more. Take a break. We're halfway through. You've got this. Now, a reminder, you can move a little faster than me. Arms up. I'm moving a little slower today. Just being smart for my body. Just feeling some discomfort post that booster, but happy to be boosted. Don't get me wrong. Awesome. Take a break. All right, we've got just a couple more times through. So I'm going to try and challenge myself a little bit more on these last few rounds. Here we go. To make that lunge a little bit deeper. To work to bring that back knee down towards the floor. Make sure you're still lifting up through that front leg though, not just rocketing off of your back leg. Great work. Take that quick break. I think we have 1 or 2 more times through. You know, I can't read a timer very well. Arms up. Here we go. One thing I always say sometimes say is you can never trust an exercise professional when we're counting. You know how sometimes, ooh, 5 seconds, take a break. Lasts like 30 seconds. 1. All right, last time through, everyone. Ready? Here we go. You're doing awesome. Keep up that big effort. 10 more seconds right here. Challenge yourself for 3, 2, 1. Look at that. That was some honest counting. All right, I'm going to put my medicine ball down, shake it out. Let me show you what's next. You can grab your quick sip of water or just keep moving. We've got some single leg squats. Single leg squats. All right, so the easiest version of the single leg squat, turning sideways to show you, is to gently step one foot behind you and keep that toe down towards the floor. Maybe you got a little bit more of the ball of the foot down towards the floor. Also okay, with the weight in your heel, big time of your front leg, we're going to bend down and you're going to reach either towards your knee, or maybe you can touch all the way down towards the floor and then lift yourself up. If you want to challenge yourself even more, you got just that toe down towards the floor, or you have that back leg hovering behind you. All right, so let's start off round one. We're going to stick with this one side, whichever side you pick to begin with, for 4 rounds, and then we'll switch to the other. You ready? Great. In 3, 2, 1, begin. So remember, easier version, back toe is down on the floor. Now you can be holding a weight if you want to. I sort of forgot about weights. Maybe you got both fingers reaching down towards the floor. Make sure that you're still doing your best to keep your knee from big time going, take a break, over your toe. So I didn't bring the weight into the ball of my foot to bring those knees forward, keeping the weight in the heel. It's similar to that lunge motion. Ready? Round 2. All right, ready for something extra? Round 2. Can you drive this opposite leg knee up? Get a little extra ab work in. So tapping down towards the floor and then driving that knee. I think we did something like this in class recently. It's one of my favorite moves, tapping the inside, take a break, of one leg, tapping the inside of one ankle, and then tapping the opposite ankle. It's another way to just think about the single leg squat. Ready? So working to tap an ankle or a knee, and then drive it up, tap an ankle, tap a knee. But you're lifting up, you're pressing through that heel, you're feeling that glute work too. Yay, take a break. I believe we have one more time on this side, and that will be 4, and then we'll switch to the other leg. 3, 2, 1, begin. So if this knee drive is not working for you, you can always just skip the knee drive and just keep working on just tapping down, getting close towards the floor. And if you have to keep that back toe down on the floor, also totally okay. Awesome. Shake that leg out. Maybe give yourself a couple hip circles. Get ready. 10 seconds is fast. We're going to switch to the other leg. I'm going to start with that toe on the floor. And just, that feels tired. And just see how this side of the body feels. And then start to work towards putting less pressure on that back supporting leg. Take a break. All right, so round 1 is done. If you want to challenge yourself more, add that knee drive to the party. 3, 2, 1. We've only got one more exercise to do. After this, you've got less than 1 minute of work right here. Woo, oh my gosh. Wow. That is pretty challenging, especially if you have that other leg lifted. Are you ready? 2, 1. Last 2 times. You still breathing? Are you still drawing that belly button back towards your spine? Because you got that forward hinge in play here. So there's so much continued contraction of your core. Take a break. Of working to knit that rib cage together and just find some real bracing at the center line of your body. That's what I love about balance moves. Ready for the last time through? Begin. So we're working our legs here. And we're working our abs with our knee drive, but we're working our abs the whole time by balancing. And it's so normal that one side might feel a little less easy than the other. Is that a nice way to put it? Awesome. Take a break instead of the phrase harder. All right, grab that quick sip of water and then come on down to the mat for our last move today. We're going to work the glutes while we also continue to work the upper body, getting a little bit of the push motion. So we're going to do a chest press and also fly. I'm going to keep my weights nice and light here. So the heavier the weights are, the less chest flies and presses that you will have time to get in today. If staying up in the glute bridge is too hard for you, then I want you to give me a glute bridge and then come down, give me a chest press at chest height, and then gentle bend of those elbows as you come into the fly. Awesome. Otherwise, we're going to stay up in that glute bridge, keeping those hips in line with those knees, and just press up, out, in, and down. And we're going to stick with that move the whole time. You're ready? It starts in 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, so pressing up into that glute bridge, squeezing those glutes, chest press, find that fly, bring it back in, and only arms come down if you can. Can you still continue to really squeeze those glutes? Press those hips up towards the ceiling. Notice, take a break. Notice if you're rolling to the outside or the inside of the feet. And you know what? I just thought of a fun move that we're going to change it to. So open those feet nice and wide. Go ahead, press those arms up, and we're just going to pulse those glutes right here. So a nice wide sumo squat almost. So maybe your toes are gently pointed out as well on this one. A nice like sumo glute bridge. Oh, lower it down, bring those feet in a little bit closer, bring those arms down, and let's come on back to that chest press and fly. Begin. So up into your chest press, fly, sticking with that glute bridge the whole time this time if you can. Equally pressing through all 4 corners of the feet, even if you need to completely put your weights down. Reminder, moving a little bit slower today because I take a break. I'm feeling some soreness in the upper body, so please move at the pace that works for you. Open those feet a little bit wider. Ready for our pulse? Go ahead, press it up, pulse. So just a controlled lowering, not just letting those glutes drop. You're intentionally bringing it down and intentionally pressing back up. Are you still pressing into the outer edges of those feet as well? Ooh, lower it down, bring those feet in. I love those sumo glute bridges. Feel that on the outside of your booty. You ready? Press it up, chest press, fly, in and down. Oh, I smell that cauliflower. Take a break. All right, we got another of those wide glute bridge pulses. Really press through all 4 corners of the feet. Stretch those arms up towards the ceiling. Get that extra little balance work here again. If you're really struggling to stay here with those arms up towards the ceiling, you can always bring those hands down towards the floor to help you out if you need to, especially as you're getting a little tired here at the end, or really just challenge yourself. Remember, controlled lift and lower all the way down. Walk those feet in a little bit closer. I think this is our last time through. Ready? Press it up. Go out nice and wide. That gentle bend in your elbows. In and down. Still breathing. You don't always have to take a break. Walk, open those feet. You don't always have to lift heavy to get a great workout. Last time, I'm guessing. Here we go. All right. Controls, lift and lower. So make sure you're intentionally finding that lower as well, and that you're not just taking the contraction out and then squeezing back in. You're intentionally, carefully finding that little bit of lower. Oh, are we done? Oh, we made it. Go ahead, put your weights down. Draw those knees in towards your chest. Stretch your elbows down towards your hips. So shoulder blades really seated down your lower back. Press the back of the head down into the mat. Maybe even giving yourself double or triple chins here, getting as much of the back of your neck flat. Feel free to gently start to rock side to side with that lower body. Oh, great work. Let's take a big stretch on the back of our legs. So go ahead, plant one foot down, send the opposite leg up towards the ceiling. Go ahead, point your toe, point and flex your foot a little bit. Did a lot of balance work today. So just, showing some love to those ankles, make some circles in one direction, make some circles in the opposite direction. Interlace your fingers either behind your thigh or on the calf, or maybe just grab hold of your pants. As you start to just bring that leg a little bit closer, feel that nice stretch through your hamstring. If it feels right for you, you can either walk or wiggle or slide the opposite leg out nice and straight. Intensify the stretch. See if you can find some relaxation in your upper body here. Great work. And change. So bring a bend to the other leg. Send your extended leg to the floor. Inhale. Other leg comes up. Point and flex your toe. Make some circles with your ankle in one direction, in the opposite direction. And then find that extra little hamstring stretch. Oh, relax that upper body. Maybe once again, finding that gentle tuck of your chin to your chest. Make sure you're just not straining that chin up towards the ceiling. Take one more big inhale, and on your exhale, release any grip you have. Bring both feet down towards the floor. Windshield wipe your knees in opposite directions. Go ahead, extend your arms all the way out towards the side. Let's take a gentle spine twist. So as you're ready, rolling over onto one hip, maybe modestly tucking your shirt in if you're on camera. Either arms out towards the side, or if it feels good, you can do goalpost arms for a little extra stretch. And if you want to get your neck involved in the party, look in the opposite direction of your knees. Melt that upper back into the mat. And on your next exhale, roll onto your back one more time. Let's come to the opposite side. For that spine twist, take your time to really melt into it, to roll onto your hip a little bit more, to work to get the opposite shoulder to the floor. And if it feels good, to turn, bring your neck to the party. Remember, what you do on one side does not mean that you have to do the same thing on the opposite side. Both sides of the body are different. Every day is different. So just enjoy whatever it is that your body can bring today. Whatever direction your knees are pointing, go ahead, close your arms like a bookshelf. A bookshelf, like a book. Oh my God, Jessica. And let's make our way into tabletop to enjoy a little flexion of that spine and some cat and cow. Right here. Keeping those hands, palms on the floor, those arms nice and straight. Bringing your chest a little closer towards your arms and then finding that big rounding, tucking of the pelvis as well. Maybe shake your cat and cow's tail side to side gently. Come on into that neutral tabletop. Look over your shoulder in one direction. If it feels good, you can even extend the opposite leg back. Inhale it up and over. Get a little bit more into that side body stretch. Back to center, other side. Just finding a little cross body twist. Getting some nice pressure in our wrists here, which we didn't enjoy earlier. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up towards the ceiling. Take a moment, pedal through your heels, find that nice stretch into your calves, and then either walking your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. Once you get to either of those places, really Plant your feet into the mat. Take a generous bend of your knees. Belly comes towards thighs as you slowly roll yourself all the way up. One vertebrae at a time. Shoulders stack over hips. Lift your chin. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Great job. I hope you had fun today. It looks like we went a little over with the stretching. I hope that that's okay with you. It's just so important to get those stretches in at the end so that we finish, we feel good, we get rid of some of the tension so we can come back for another workout tomorrow. I hope to see you all on Wednesday for core and stretch. Have a wonderful rest of your day.